our science lesson today. And the last time we did science together, we talked about the different parts of a plant. And today, at the very end of that lesson, we talked about the big five. And I asked you guys, as you were leaving, to give me a high five and to tell me one of the things that a plant needs to survive. So I know that was almost a week ago, but I'm wondering if anyone remembers something that a plant needs to survive. And I'm going to write them down as you tell me. Allie, what's one thing a plant needs to survive? Water. Cooper, what's another thing a plant needs? Abby, what's another thing? Light, or I'm going to write sunlight. All right, I got two more that need to be filled in. Soul, what's another thing? Oxygen or air. Oxygen, air. One more thing. Nutrients from where? Where does it get them? Yeah. Nutrients from the soil. So today, your goal for today is that by the end of today's lesson, and your job today is going to be to know all of the top four. And so that's your goal for today, is to know all of these. And I will know that you know, because you're going to show me in your body. We're going to do some yoga again today. And then you're also going to show me in your science journals. That's the last thing we're going to do. You're going to show me in your science journals, you're going to draw one of the things that the plant, or all four of the things that a plant needs to survive. So that's how I will know that you know the big four. Yes, they are the big five, but today we're going to work on those first four ones, which are water, sunlight, oxygen, air, and nutrients from the soil. And so just like we learned the parts of a plant, by doing yoga, we're going to do the same. We're going to learn 4 new yoga poses for water, sunlight, oxygen, air, and nutrients from the soil. So what seemed to work last time when we did this was that I was able to show you while you were sitting here the different poses, and then we quickly transitioned to standing at our desks, and we got to practice at our desks. So that's what I'd like us to do now. So I came up with some different poses for water. So water pose is you're going to stand, feet on the ground, and then you're going to fold forward like water is pouring out of your head like a waterfall. And this is going to be water pose.
I can't do that without bending my legs.
You can bend your knees then. You can have a little bend. And sunlight pose is going to be, you're going to bring your legs wide and arms straight out like you have sun rays from either direction. Yeah. Not yet. Nope, we're not going to do it yet. You're going to be able to do it at your desk. Step. Yes, Eleanor. Excellent. It was a sunlight pose from your yoga class. I'm glad that I thought of it. It's like they match. And then oxygen. We've actually done this before, so you guys know it. You should be really, really good at it. It was going to be a breathing pose. And we've done it, I think I've called it big hug breaths.
Yeah.
So you're going to inhale your arms up really wide. And exhale, cross your hands over, give yourself a big hug. And that's our oxygen pose. So let's try it one more time. Big inhale. And exhale. All right, so we've got our water pose, our sunlight pose, our oxygen and air pose. And then the last one is our soil. And your soil pose, some of you may know this from yoga, it's called downward facing dog. Well, today we're going to call it soil pose. So you're going to walk your hands out in front of you. And you're almost going to make like the shape of a triangle with your body.
That's it. Like a pile of dirt.
Yeah, exactly, like a pile of dirt. And that's called soil pose today. Yes, Eleanor, did you do that in yoga class too? What is our job on this piece of paper? What are we going to show? Yeah, what are we going to show? What plants need? And who remembers what do plants need? Abby, what do plants need? From where do they get the nutrients from? It's a lot to draw, and there's only 3 of you, so you may have multiple jobs, okay? I think you guys are ready to get to what the question was. Will you say it again? I'm not sure if they heard you. So I'll say it again so that you can hear. He's asking if each one of you wants to draw your own animal or if you want to draw one big scene. So Leo would like to draw one big scene. Mazzy would like to draw one. An individual one. What does Evie want to do? Draw each animal. What is Alec? Individual. What do you want to do? So it looks like by a vote, Leo, you might be outnumbered, and your group would like to do individuals. So how do you think we could organize that? How do you think you'd know on your space where you're going to put what you need to put? Either you might have to switch your body over then so that you have space to draw. Or you guys might look at the other group and what they decided to do.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Maybe you could move somewhere where you have some more space together.
Oh, I know. That big back table.
I think that's a great idea. That was what Soul suggested, is that if you're having trouble coming up with one person who's going to draw the plant, then you could each draw your own seed. And all the things a plant needs. So,
That's what I was trying to explain to them.
yeah. And how did that work out? Not very well. What do you guys think of that idea?
Well, Mark,
Do you want me to give you guys a minute to discuss that as a group and see how you feel about that? And I'll come back and see how you guys are doing in a minute. Because I think that might work best for your group if you each want to draw your own representation of what a plant needs. So what are you responsible for drawing?
we don't know what kind of plant I should
Hold on. You
Just right here.
have examples in our classroom that you could look at for ideas. So if you need some inspiration.
room. I'm going to look in the back of the room. You know what's back there.
And you could look back there to see if you could get some ideas on what you might want your plant to look like. Where do you usually see plants growing? Outside. But where do you... I wonder if your seed could be a garden. And then you each have the opportunity...
To draw a flower in the garden.
Exactly.
And maybe we could draw a vegetable too.
But it just means that you guys got to get right to work then, because you've got a little bit more responsibility of drawing each plant and then what the plants need. So it looks like you guys have made a decision on who's
I
gonna...
don't know what to draw.
Well, what's your favorite animal? Maybe you could draw...
I'm drawing a cat. I don't know how. Maybe I can draw a lion.
Maybe you could draw a lion.
I don't know how. I don't know a cat. A cat?
Well, what does a cat
You
look
just
like?
do this and then you do it, but I don't know how.
Well, give it your best shot, Evie. And I know what... Yeah, and it looks like you have a friend right here that might be very good at showing
That
you.
looks like a cat, but it's a cheetah.
So make sure, it looks like I see that Leo and Trayden have got their animals already drawn, and they're moving on to the next things by showing what an animal needs, because that's also what's really important about this group project, is that you're drawing the animal, but also what the animal needs to survive. With this, we're going to fill this out. But I really wanted to take the moment right now and acknowledge you guys for really working hard together in a group. I was really impressed with how I saw some of you talking and communicating with your friends and sharing ideas. And these turned out so well that I think I'd really like to hang them up so you can see what the work that each other did, and to be able, it'll also help you remember what an animal needs and what a plant needs. So one of the goals for our lesson was to be able to work together in a group, and you guys did an awesome job. Some of you had some trouble, but you worked through it, and that's amazing. So I think you guys remember that this symbol before. We've used it in different science lessons. Does anybody remember what it's called? We haven't seen it for a long time. You may remember what this is called. Molly, do you remember what it's called? It is. It's called a Venn diagram. And does anybody remember what we use a Venn diagram for? Koa, what do we use a Venn diagram for?
Like the outside is what's different, and in the middle is like what it's like.
Absolutely. So what we're going to do is the black circle is only plants. The pink circle is only animals, and what they have in common goes in the middle.
They're both alive.
So we are just thinking about, if we were to give this Venn diagram a title, the title of the Venn diagram would be what do plants and animals need to survive? So you guys just did your pictures on that. So who can tell me something that either a plant or an animal needs to survive? Matthew, what's
Water.
Water. Do both plants and animals need that, or one or the other? Both. So that means I am going to put it in the middle. What's something else? Soul, what's something else?
Oxygen.
Is that just animals or just plants, or is it both? I'm going to put it here. What's something else, Mazzy? Was habitat something, can you get a little bit more specific from your drawing? What's something that you had to draw for your animal? Food. Where would we, will you tell me what animal you decided to draw? Cheetah, and what was the food that your cheetah needed? Did you draw anything? What did you draw? What was it? Meat? So, do you think, is that something that I would put in the middle? Do plants need meat?
No.
Our plants wouldn't be doing so well over here. So I'm going to put food for animals.
No, plants also need food.
But Rowan,
Water is food for plants.
Rowan, what do we call? Oh wait, Rowan has a really great idea that I want to make sure we all hear. So Rowan, you're right that plants need food, but what do we call the food